What's happening, YouTube? We got woman doesn't realize her Tinder date is a killer, bro. This is crazy. Just off the title. Let's get it, man.
It's December 1st, 2018. CCTV records 22-year-old Grace and her Tinder date, Jesse, getting ready to leave a bar. They had just met a few hours ago.
She got a sky top off rip, fam. Something already off.
On the outside, everything seemed to be going perfectly well. So well, in fact, that soon after they could be seen heading to a nearby hotel and up to Jesse's hotel room shortly after. Nobody could have expected that this was the last time Grace would ever be seen alive. The next day happened to be her birthday, and nobody was able to reach her all day. And the same was true even days after. It was like she disappeared off the face of the earth. Her friends and family quickly reported her missing, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Jesse was recorded on CCTV out and about, going up and down the elevator, carrying cleaning supplies, and what appeared to be a suitcase.
Oh yeah, bro's a serial killer. Who does crap like that, fam? And he got a sky top, bro. He hates his life, bro. Get him the freak out of here.
Contents that would shock everyone to the core. And what's even worse, the killer had another date lined up. And if the cops don't intervene and arrest him quickly, this...
So how about we link up at the Bluestone room tonight? Yeah, let's do it. This dude is on a spree, bro. What the freak? He just going out killing females left and right off Tinder, bro. Hey, this is why you gotta make sure you careful with who you link up with, where you go, all that, bro. Them strangers, bro, I'm telling you, bro, they gonna have a killer with a sky top just on a rampage, angry, bro.
Could fall victim to this very same man.
Hey, W intro is intro.
Tell me what happened last Saturday. And from the beginning?
Oh yeah.
At 5.
He sound like one of them. He sounded a little zest. He got a little zest to him.
37 p.m. on December 1st, 2018.
I know I ain't tripping.
Grace, who just finished a backpacking journey from England to New Zealand, leaves her hostel to meet Jesse. Meanwhile, Jesse is having pre-date drinks at a local bar, downing several beers before the date begins.
God dang, dude.
In fact, as he leaves the bar, you can still see at least 4 empty bottles sitting on the table. They meet in a popular spot where there's plenty of people, making Grace feel safe while she meets her date for the first time. But this will be a false sense of security, as Jesse has no plans to try anything untoward in public. He's going to wait until they're alone. Suspecting nothing, Grace accompanies Jesse to a bar where they drink together for over an hour before they head for a Mexican bar at 7:15 for more drinks.
This seemed like a normal date too, though. That's the scary thing, fam.
PM. This will be where Jesse tries his luck and sees if he can get a little closer to Grace. At 8:54, they share their first kiss.
You would think he in there, fam. Look what he doing,
Jesse takes
bro.
a trip to the bathroom, and where Grace sends her very last message to anyone, telling her friends that it's going amazingly well and that she just clicks with him so well. She's probably excited to spend the night with a man that she genuinely likes.
Yeah, this dude, he's 100% a serial killer, bro. Like, I heard the way he talked just off that interrogation for 10 seconds. He got a little zest to him. He don't care about that kiss at all, fam. He got other intentions in a real way, dog.
But have had no idea that instead, he was about to end her life in one of the most horrific ways possible. The next morning, Grace's phone starts to receive a ton of messages. It's her birthday, and there are plenty of friends who want to send her their best wishes. Each and every one of these messages goes
That's ironic, bro. On her birthday.
The first sign that something is wrong is at 8 a.m. when Jesse enters the very same elevator, this time on his own, throwing the camera a suspicious glance. If you think he's just getting the birthday girl a morning coffee...
Bro, look at his fit, gang. I'm sorry, I keep saying it, but bro is zesty, gang. He got a V-neck tee with some tight freaking jeans, bro. Like, what the freak, bro? Man, he not trying to go on no date with no women.
Coffee, then think again. During that night, Jesse killed Grace by strangulation, and now he's going to try
that's
everything
crazy.
he can to cover up his crime, and
He strangled that woman
because he's already got another potential victim lined up. By 8:07 a.m., Jesse is in town and about to start the most eerie shopping trip possible. He starts at the warehouse on Elliott Street, where he buys a suitcase that he plans to hide Grace's body in.
In a suitcase, dog?
Depth of the suitcase to make sure it'll fit
I mean, you
her,
gotta cut
so he
her
can
body.
dispose of her body before anyone can catch him. Then 25 minutes later, he makes his way to another store, where he buys a number of cleaning products that will be used to clean up the murder scene. Then he returns to his apartment.
Need to clean
for a
up that
number of
nasty
hours,
sky top
reappearing
on
at
top of his head,
10:42
bro.
a.m. before he jumps in a taxi and Apex Car Rental, where he rents a car. But it's what he does next that's truly shocking and puts pressure on the cops to discover and solve his murder as quickly as possible. As Grace's body
Co-producer
God dang.
will give you unique sounds
Free.
that actually fits your track in seconds. Let me show you.
lies in the apartment, Jesse goes on a date with another girl he'd met on Tinder. Given that he has all the equipment ready to hide one body, it's
Oh, so
speculated
he
that planned this to be
100%
his
killed
second
the
victim
one,
of
the first
day.
one.
As he arrives at the bar, Jesse is wearing exactly the same clothing that he wore the night before, possibly the same clothes that he wore when he killed Grace. We are not sure whether Kempson was as pushy in his initial messages to this girl, but what we do know is that the conversation he struck up with her during the date not only brought up some major red flags, it downright terrified her. Allegedly, he wanted to talk to her about where to hide a dead body from the police.
What the freak?
Right away, the
Freaking
date is
weirdo.
over, and this girl's instincts may
Nah,
have just
for
saved
real
her
though.
life. It's
Why
hard to
would you-
imagine the horror that she would have felt when she learned the truth.
This dude
about the
pissing me
man she
off, bro. His fit, the way he walk, what he doing. Number one, bro, he pissing me off, fam. I ain't gonna lie, fam. He can't dress, bro. His fit, genuinely, your fit is pissing me off, gang.
walked away from, certain that he likely had the same fate lined up for her as he did with Grace. At 8:56 p.m., we can see Jesse carrying a piece of equipment back to his apartment. More precisely, it's a carpet cleaner, and he's going to try and use that carpet cleaner to try and remove any trace of Grace's presence at his apartment. He's even got 2 bottles of
Is somebody
cleaner in his
working at the
hand,
front
making sure he's got
desk?
enough.
I said desk. Is somebody working at the front desk? Wouldn't you see all this crap and you think like, bro, what the freak is going? Like, what do you even need all this for? You know what I'm saying? He's staying in a hotel. Like, that would be suspicious. That would raise a red flag by itself, fam. The freak.
Get the job done. 30 minutes later, and we're greeted with the product of all his hard work. He's about to try and hide the body. He reappears in the elevator with a trolley carrying several luggage bags, one of which is the suitcase that he'd bought earlier that morning. It's way too heavy to carry, as inside is Grace's dead body. Of course, he can't walk through the streets with this amount of baggage, which is exactly why he hired the rental car. Minutes later, he's loading the rental car with all of the baggage, ready to make the next move in his attempt to cover up this murder.
Where the freak is he
hiding the
going,
body
though?
in a place he thinks no one will find it. The next morning at 7 a.m., Jesse buys a shovel and heads back to his apartment, where he collects some clothing to take to the dry cleaners, destroying more potential evidence of his crime. But he's not done there, as he stops off at a random trash can, tossing a large trash bag inside.
The freak is in the,
Then Jesse takes his rental car
trash.
for a deep clean, paying particular attention to the rear of the vehicle, where he had stashed the suitcase containing Grace's body.
This dude dumb, bro. Everything is on camera, fam. Like, how dumb can you be, bro? You wanna, bro? Did you just wake up one day and see a Jeffrey Dahmer freaking documentary or something? Like, dang, bro, I want to do that, fam. That's what I'm gonna do today. Little dumb stuff, bro. You ain't, man. You ain't even got it like that, fam. I'm not saying that's not cool at all, but bro, you not moving
And
smart,
with
bro,
that,
at all.
his work
Okay,
was done.
them freaking
For the next 2 days,
tight Levi
Grace's
jeans.
family and friends go through turmoil. Nobody has heard from her. She hasn't posted on any social media, and she isn't answering either of her 2 phones. Her family report her missing to Auckland police on December 5th. Grace's father, David, even flies to Auckland and makes a heartfelt appeal for his daughter's safe return.
Grace has been missing for 7 days, and as a family, we've been extremely concerned for her welfare. With anybody who's seen, spoken to, or come into contact
Dang,
with
that's
her,
sad, bro.
and contact the investigation.
This freaking weirdo with the
So
sky
much media
top
coverage
over
at
here
the time,
killing
Jesse
people.
likely saw her father's appeal, and yet the family's pleas went unanswered. But Auckland police are about to use various methods to track Grace's last movements and find their main suspect in her disappearance. They're able to find out she was on a date with a mystery man, and after poring over hours of surveillance footage, they find the last person she was with and track him back to his apartment. At 3 p.m. on December 5th, the cops turn up at the City Life Hotel, but they almost miss their man as he eyes them in the lobby.
He was still there? You freaking idiot.
If he casually strolls away, he won't be noticed. But these eagle-eyed cops don't miss a trick and quickly apprehend him before he can make an escape. At this point, the smartest thing for Jesse to do is to own up to his crime, maybe try to play it off as an accident, and face the consequences. But he's not going to do any such thing.
What are you gonna do? Just straight up cap?
Room, he plans to lie his way out of this.
Well, duh. If he gonna kill, obviously he gonna lie.
See every move
The
from the
freak.
night of the murder and have about as much evidence as they could possibly ask for. At the start of the interview, he has no reason to lie, as he's just recalling the events before the murder.
Tell us about Grace.
So I was talking to Grace on Tinder.
Tinder? Tinder?
We'd matched on Friday. I saw that we'd matched the next day on the Saturday. And then
His voice pissed me off.
We met at Sky City, and then we decided that we were going up to Andy's Burger Bar, which is on the first floor.
Not long into this interview, Jesse becomes entangled in his first lie, as he claims Grace was the one pushing for a date, when we already know he was the one trying hard to meet Grace in their initial messages.
Whose idea was it to go to that particular burger place?
Me, because I didn't initially know that she was real.
Yeah, you the one who wanted to go to the burger place.
Well,
The
there's a
burger
lot
place.
so have you heard of catfish?
No.
So catfishing is where someone uses your profile or uses your photos and pretends to be you and then meets.
What does this have to do anything with your story, gang?
Right.
And it's on Tinder. It's all about the way you look. And so if they use more endearing photos, you're more likely to swipe for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does meeting in a public place sort of protect you from meeting someone who's not as good looking as?
Well, there's security there. So if she wasn't who she said she was,
Yeah.
at least in my mind, I'd feel safe.
When Jesse is confronted with evidence from surveillance cameras, he continues to lie,
Bro, the way he finna go crash.
digging a hole for
So
himself he's
freak,
going to
bro.
struggle to escape from.
No. I go down Victoria Street, straight down to the bottom, and then hang a left, and I head towards the viaduct.
You go to the viaduct a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've kind of walked in a bit of a funny direction if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
What's the direction I normally go?
Yeah. It's I mean, I'm just sort of saying, like, if you were planning to go to the viaduct.
I normally go down Queen Street and then cross at the bottom of Queen Street, go through the containers,
Yeah.
and then walk along the wharf.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason you would kind of do that?
I feel safer down that way.
The cop obviously suspects something strange here. Jesse's behavior and responses don't seem to line up or make sense at all, and if Jesse is lying, it'll only take a good few questions to throw him off completely. So the cop starts to apply the pressure, sending Jesse into panic.
If you don't know if she's been murdered or not yet, she may be alive and well.
Okay.
But she might also be dead.
Okay.
Okay? And it could be that you've done it.
Freaking tight suit you got on.
Hey, I just want to ask a question. Have I been arrested for something I didn't do?
You've been arrested.
Oh.
I hope somebody beat the crap out of him, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He's not being arrested just yet, but Auckland police are convinced Jesse is either behind Grace's disappearance or is at least involved. And the more they investigate this case, the more evidence they find to suggest Jesse is the one responsible. It's not just the surveillance footage that helps solve this case. Remember the new suitcase and cleaning products Jesse bought the morning after? Well, believe it or not, they were all bought on Grace's credit card, as well as an extra night's stay
You're so
at the City
dumb,
Life
man.
Hotel. In fact, it's very possible he paid for his second date on Grace's credit
You
card.
thought you was cooking,
An
ain't it?
extra day at the hotel should give Jesse time to clean up the mess. But it's going to take more than a carpet cleaner to get rid of the evidence. When police search his apartment, they find traces of Grace's blood. The credit
Dang,
card
that's crazy how that
payments, the
DNA
witness
stuff works.
testimony,
Right.
cell phone locations placing Grace and Jesse together, and the staggering detail found in the surveillance footage backed their suspect into a corner, and in his second interview on December 7th, they left Jesse no choice but to confess. A confession that would soon lead into one of the most interesting but troubling defenses ever used in court.
They were talking to me about 50 Shades of Grey, which is a sex fantasy movie that's out. We started having sex. At first it was just normal. It was very placid. And then she asked me if we could get into bondage.
What, brother? The freak is what?
And then all I remember is falling asleep in the shower. I need to stop. I need to go.
Would you like some fresh air?
Yeah, please. I was in shock. I
Can't stand when he play
didn't know what to do.
when the people who do something play victim, bro.
I went downstairs and I was just, I don't know, I was all over the place. I didn't believe what had happened. I was just terrified and scared. I thought that she had gone. I thought she had left.
Pathologist, specialist doctor will perform a post-mortem.
Yeah.
They're very skilled at establishing people's causes of death. Do you understand that?
I went to the warehouse at the atrium.
Mommy, who is that?
I don't know.
It's freaking scary ass, bro. What the freak?
Today's the day, Ramona.
And bought a suitcase. I went back and I was just in shock because it just didn't seem right. I left to go and get cleaning products. So I messaged a friend and said I'll meet you at Revelry. After finishing drinks with her, I got back to city life. And all the time I just kept saying, I'm sorry.
Bro, he trying to manipulate this dude, man. He trying to manipulate this officer. I promise you, he do not care for real, bro. He a psychopath, bro. He a serial killer, bro. I hope they beat the freaking. They beat the crap out of him when he go to jail, bro.
Downstairs, and I grabbed the porter thing, and I put the suitcase on top of the
Shut your freaking mouth, bro. All that freaking whining and pounding, bro.
I woke up
Grown
the
man.
next day at about 5 a.m. and drove the car out to Commute at first. I picked up a shovel from ITM at Commute.
He admitting?
Driving towards the way
He admitting?
I went into the bush, I dug a hole, I went and got the suitcase, and I covered the hole, and then I drove.
Where is her possessions?
I threw them in the rubbish.
He actually admitted though. That's crazy. I ain't expect him to fess up to it.
Right. So what items of her property have been disposed of in Albert Park?
Everything.
All of her clothing.
Everything that was in the room.
Whereabouts did you clean the car? The outside of the car?
I think it was in Henderson. I don't know West very well.
Okay. And what did you use to clean the car?
A water blaster thing from a car cleaning
A
place.
pressure washer.
Did she have any injuries?
Not that I can remember. I was just panicking.
Did you inflict any injuries on her that caused her to die?
Yeah, you did.
Did you kill Grace Mullane?
Yes. How you still gonna sit here and say no? What the freak, bro? Come on, man.
Okay. And you're under arrest for the murder of Grace Mullane on or about 2nd of December. You understand?
Yeah.
Did you
Get 'em gone.
No.
Are you ready to take us to where she is?
The media called it the 50 Shades of Grey defense. The idea is that someone may consent to being harmed during intimacy knowing the dangers involved. If they made no indication to stop, then it would be seen as an accident, and the person responsible shouldn't face a murder charge. But this defense has always been seen as more of a scapegoat, used by lawyers to try and get their defendant off with a lighter sentence,
I did not know
which in this
that.
case would be manslaughter. This doesn't change what happened after Grace's death, and the disturbing series of events uncovered during the investigation. From December 1st, the day before the date, all the way to December 7th, cops found Google searches made by Jesse looking for a place to hide the body. He'd also taken photos of Grace's body before and after he packed her into the suitcase. They found Grace's
dude
body
just
on
sick,
December
bro.
9th, 2018 in the Waitakere
Sick
Ranges
with a
just
sky
outside
type.
of Auckland. It was determined that she was strangled and had bruises on her arms and chest consistent with being pinned down. In New Zealand, there is no such thing as first-degree or second-degree murder. All charges are treated the same, carrying a life
Dang.
sentence. That meant there was no investigation into the premeditation. All that mattered was if Jesse killed her or not. It was that simple. Jesse maintained
Going
his
straight to that
innocence, but
slammer,
was
boy.
eventually found guilty. And on February 21st, 2020, he
You got
was
a
sentenced to life in
freaking
prison
punchable face, bro.
with a minimum non-parole period of 17 years. After his
You got a punchable
trial,
face,
2
dog.
more women came forward and claimed Jesse had sexually assaulted them after they met him on Tinder. He was found guilty on those charges as well, adding another 11 years to life added to his sentence.
Oh, he just got a punchable face, gang. No lie. In a real way. I'm out.